confidence for him. So, questions for Jose Alvarado?
Jose, how much fun was it, taking Jordan out of the game and showing your toughness guarding him?
It felt good. It's not just me, my teammates, was in the gap helping me, but I knew I was gonna come in and guard a big time player, and I just gave it all I got on defense for him.
You guys struggled all night from the line until the final couple minutes. You had to hit some clutch free throws at the end there yourself. Kind of what was going through your mind when you got fouled, and you got to hit the free throws and keep the momentum going as they're trying to foul and get extra possessions in the game.
Hey, we know we needed to hit those to win the game. I mean, like you said, we started off rough, but like I said, I'm proud of my guys. We stepped up big time and made big time free throws.
I imagine it felt good seeing Mike, who had a rough game for most of the night, come through at the end with the 4 free throws.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy for him, and he's gonna be all right. He's gonna come strong next game too.
Jose, are there things that you were trying to do, whether it was be there on the catch or that you wanted to try to
Stay connected to him, because we know he could get it off at a high clip, high level. Just stay on him and be aggressive and just play really good defense. And I was just trying to do my job, and it went my way.
You picked up your 3rd foul pretty early in the first half, considering the whole game, and then played the rest of the game without fouling. Kind of, does that speak to kind of the maturity of your game at this point, that you can play most of the game with 3 fouls?
Yeah, but it's also this guy next to me, Coach Pastner, he just gave me confidence, telling me every time, hey, no dumb fouls, be just a warrior you are, and then that's what I did, and try to not play no dumb fouls.
How important was this for the season now? This is a huge win for you.
It's very important, but it's just like I told my teammates leaving the locker room. It's like we had games just like this with other big time team, and we just didn't open that door. Today we just opened it and for it, and we got the win. It could have went opposite, but we fought through it and we got the big time win. It felt good.
You had an incredible week last week, obviously, personally, and game Saturday was tough, and I imagine this is kind of satisfying on a lot of levels for you to win a game against a top 5 team and then kind of push over the hump that you guys have been so close to all year.
Definitely, it gives our guys confidence, but like I said, we're gonna enjoy this win and try to keep on moving forward and get big time wins for our win.
How important was it for you guys to get off to the start you got off to, get everyone fired up, get the crowd fired up, that type of thing?
It's good. It feels good when when you're at home and the crowd's going crazy for y'all. And we just started to play Georgia Tech basketball. But one thing I can say, I'm proud of my teammates. We did excellent on the 50-50 board. Jordan, Moses Wright with the big time block. Jordan Usher, big time rebounds. Mike DeVoe, crackback. He said he wasn't good offensively, but man, he did stuff that's not in this stat sheet. But I'm just so proud of my guys.
Anything else for Jose?
Jose, can you describe a little bit what your past week has been like? It's obviously been pretty eventful.
It's amazing. Like you're talking about outside of basketball.
Yeah.
Electric child.
It's amazing. I'm learning obviously I'm gonna keep learning, but one thing I learned that you get less sleep at an early time. But I got great family support, and my girlfriend just knows when to let me sleep, I guess. But it's fun, man. It's a blessing, and I'm gonna just keep on enjoying this journey.
I know that you're obviously a very passionate player. Can you talk about how that tends to kind of rub off on some of your teammates, and in comparison to how it was during the season when you were not able to be on the floor, but was still trying to keep them revved up and confident with your vocal leadership?
Like you're saying, what's the difference? When I'm out there, like Coach said, I just give it all I got. It doesn't matter. It might be dumb fouls or whatever. I'm just gonna go hard head, nose, do that wall. And my teammates, they go off that and they appreciate that, and they say, "Hey, we riding with you." So that's when it was on the court. Off the court, it's a little more difficult because you're just saying words. You're not really doing by your action. Actions speak louder than words. So that's where I go off. And if I want to correct somebody, I got to do that. I can't fall back and stuff like that. So yeah, it's different.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. See you.
All right, Coach Pastner, if you'd like to come
Yep.
up with a brief statement before you have questions.
Yep, I'll be brief here. First of all, I want to give a lot of credit to, I think Louisville, and I say this in the preseason, is good enough to win the national championship. I think they're really, really good. I'm a big fan of Coach Mack, and I think he's one of the best coaches in the game, and on top of that, he's a really good guy, and they have a great program, and wouldn't surprise me for them to be here in Atlanta and possibly cutting down the nets, in that Monday in April. So that's the level that Louisville's at. Regarding us, it's a great win. We led the entire game. We had a good start, and the bottom line is we defended at a high level. Louisville's a very, very good offensive team, one of the best offensive teams in the country. We held them 33% from the field, 12% from three. And yes, we had some turnovers, obviously, but we scored well. We scored in key times. We started the game well, got ourselves a cushion and got ourselves a lead. We're much better offensively in the way that we're scoring. I thought James Banks hit some big baskets, some great hook shots. I thought Moses Wright, obviously that shot block. And just think about where Moses came from as a freshman to where he is now. Here in a game like this, that block shot, and then on the other end scores a huge basket in the high post. Just his development. I thought Jordan Usher gave us great minutes, really played well as a basketball player, and has a great motor today, made some great motor plays. Jose, you guys know the deal. When we are what Jose is, when he's playing at a high level with his toughness and that warrior mentality, he's the head of our snake, and he's our guy on that, and his actions speak for themselves. And Michael DeVoe, maybe struggled offensively in some areas, hit some big free throws late, but he had a big three to put us up 7, and had a big and one play coming out of a timeout, and had a big basket. And he did some really good things defensively, got that steal late, had some great crackbacks on the rebounds. I thought Bubba Parham gave us really good minutes. Even though he didn't score, he really defended well. And, Khalid and Evan gave us solid minutes. So it's a great win for our program. Really happy for our young men, happy for Georgia Tech. It's a great win for Georgia Tech, and a great win for the fans. So just really excited for us to be able to get that against a great team that's good enough to win the national championship.
You mentioned the other day that you expected Louisville to maybe make some changes as a result of the way Jose played Jordan in the first game. Did you see them do that, and what was your how did you go into the game as a result of that?
Yeah, well, first of all, the assistant coaches were incredible with their game planning. I thought the assistant coaches came up with a great game plan, and they deserve all credit on that. They've done a great job with each game plan and obviously player development. And then the players, so they get full credit, the assistant coaches, and then the players get the credit for executing the game plan. And we guarded. And look, everyone here knows for 4 years we've been a really good defensive team. We've always been good defensively because that is a controllable, which is effort-based, toughness-based, and our board that we call the kind of the kill board, or getting 7 3-stops in a row. We had 5 going into the last media timeout, and we had 2 in that last segment of media timeout. We got 2 3-stops in a row throughout that time, and that got us the win. To guard them like we did tonight, we've been, you look at our numbers, we're a really good defensive team. We've been really good, but we're playing better offensively. We're scoring the ball better. And everyone here knows we scrapped our offense at mid-year going into Diamond Head. Totally scrapped the offense. We worked all summer, all preseason, and we before going to Hawaii, we just threw it out. And we started something right from ground zero, and it's been the best thing for us. That has really helped us offensively in scoring the ball. And that's been a big plus for us. And in a game like this, you say, well, 64 points a lot. When you look at Louisville's defensive numbers, 64 is a lot because you need to score. Sometimes your best defense is your best offense, and that's scoring the ball.
You went man-to-man really
entire
hard
game.
tonight, yeah, and defended the 3 really well. I imagine that was the whole thought process there, was trying to defend a 3 and just talk about
Kelly,
three-point
they
defense.
came in shooting about 45% from three-point range in conference play, and we held them to 12%. And part of that is we did a great job on Jordan, and Nora, and Jose guarded him for most of the game. There was a segment where Khalid guarded him, and also a segment where Jordan Usher guarded him. And we were better on their big guys this game. Now they still play well; their big guys were really good, but we did I thought we executed well, and we double teamed at times and did some different things to try to keep them off rhythm. And again, it's a credit to the assistant coaches on the job they did with the game planning. It's all assistant coaches, and then the players have to execute it. So it's a great, a great job by my assistants, and then a great job by the players following instructions.
Josh, you talked before a lot about, getting through the door, and once James fought out in particular, I'm curious just what you saw in the team. Like, it seemed like there were some rough possessions, but you finally did at the end. What did you see out here?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, Ken, and we had some turnovers, missed some free throws, had some tough possessions, but we won through defense. And I've said this, I know I sound like a broken record, and I know I'm a repeater because I repeat myself a lot, but we have gotten a ton better. If you look where we were in November, December to compare to where we are now, it's just night and day. It's not even the same team. And our guys have gotten better. Our record, unfortunately, doesn't show it. We're better than our record. It's just that I just know we've gotten better, and we're right at that doorstep. And the next phase for us to move the needle in the program is we've got to get through the door. And that's the hardest part. The digging and to get to that point where you're at the doorstep, and now we've got to get through the door. And to get through the door, you've got to win these type of games. And we found a way to close it out and get this type of win. And that's a big thing for us. That's a great step. We're not fully through the door yet, but it's a great step in the right direction on trying to shove through that door.
How did it affect your game plan in the second half with both James Banks and Jose having 3 fouls at halftime?
I'm the number one coach in the country. If you look at stats, I'm playing guys with 2 fouls, 3 fouls, and 4 fouls on minutes. So I'm not a big believer in saving guys. I just play them. So, and if you notice, I'll play guys. If you look at any of the stats, there's no coach in the country that plays guys more. Wright, Moose, I think I'm number 1 in that. 2 fouls, 3 fouls, 4 fouls. A lot of times you sit guys, 2 fouls the first half, I play guys. I just think if you save them and all of a sudden they get cold, and the only time I did that was my second year versus Clemson. We had a large margin second half. Josh Okogie got his 4th foul, and I sat him, and I said we just got to hold the lead for about. And what happened was they made a run back, cut it to 3. I put him back in. He wasn't real good when I put him back in because he got cold. Their momentum took it. I said I'm never doing that again. What's the point of saving him? And when I saved him, we ended up losing the game.
How many double fouls have you seen called in your career as a coach?
Not a lot, but it was a bang play. So one ref had a block, one ref had a charge on that double foul one. Yeah.
How big was that? What you talked about, you touched on what Moses Wright did there, but both ends of the court. I mean, that was kind of a key moment of the game for you guys.
All I can tell you, and I'm really proud of Moses. First of all, Moses missed yesterday's practice because he had an academic obligation. He had to take care of business academically, and nothing for being not for discipline, but he had a big paper and journal entries due this morning at 9 a.m. So I excused him from practice because he needed to get this done. But he told me, he says, Coach, I will get the stuff done. I made him stay and finish the stuff academically, and he was big because he came towards the end of practice, and after practice. I made him do a full-fledged individual workout because he missed most of practice, and I made him do a full-fledged individual, and I told him, that, and I told him, man, hey, this is what you need right now because there's going to be a possession tomorrow that's going to determine us winning or losing, and you've got to, because it was a hard workout he had yesterday, and so I say all that to say, look, the guy has come a long way. And from where he was, and we recruited him out of high school to where he is today, it's really a great success story. It's a great testament to my assistant coaches and their development of him, and it's a great testament to Moses Wright on accepting the coaching and getting better. Because from where he was his freshman year to where he's now, to make those 2 plays in that sequence, that was the game.
Coach, what is the difference between a game where you have somewhere around the same amount of turnovers and it results in a loss, in a game like tonight?
We got 7 kills tonight. That's the whole thing. All about 7 3 stops in a row, 7 times throughout the game.
Josh,
that's the whole deal.
You've had so many games, especially here recently, where you could win and you don't win. When they ever run out to tie the game, when they have the ball to tie the game, and their guy comes down and falls, before the guy comes down and falls down the lane, are you thinking this is gonna get away from us again, or are you thinking this is gonna be our night still?
You know, Mark, you're right. We've had a lot. I mean, our record could be so much different. We've had so many games that we probably should have won that we've lost towards the very end. And again, that's why I keep saying about getting to the doorstep and learning how to win close games. And you can't simulate that in practice. You know, everyone that comes to our practices knows that we do a lot of time and scored 5-on-5, and the losing team has to run, you know, as a form of discipline, punishment, to try to put some pressure on them in a sense. But you can't simulate it like in a real game, live game. And we had a lot that you're right there. And now to our guys' credit, they, you know, a lot of times teams can have that and they just tank because it's just like the rejection, the dejection of just the losing, the tough losses. But our guys have fought every possession, and we just needed a game like this to get us over the hump. We had one versus North Carolina State. This is another step in the right direction. And you know, Mark, in the end, sometimes you just need to get a little lucky bounce your way, and we got a little lucky bounce up there with the ball, you know, dribbled off the kid's foot and went to our hands. So it's a make and miss game, and sometimes it's a bounce here or there that determines the game.
I thought a telling moment of the game was a hustle play from all around on your court. James falls to the ground, gets the ball, throws it, I think it was to Jose or Mike, and then they outlet, to Jordan.
Yeah, James Banks diving on the floor. Jordan Usher made that one great save in the first half where they had a fast break, and he sprinted down and knocked the ball out of his hands, and they had to take it out of bounds. We defended really at a high level in our effort of 50. You know, we're a 50-50 ball team. You know, that's what we do. That's what we are. It's a controllable, because that's an effort thing. It's not a skill thing, and that's who we are.
Coach, what are the keys to kind of keeping the same energy as you did tonight going into a 2-game road trip?
Yeah, look, we're at Wake Forest and at Syracuse next week. I mean, we have a bye week Saturday this weekend, and so this league is really good. It's the best league in college basketball, and there's just no nights off. I've said it many times. You can play really well and still lose. And to Mark's point, that's happened. We played well, lost some close games but we played well. And so we just got to keep getting better. I have told the guys when we scrapped the offense and started from ground zero going into Hawaii that I'm only going to focus on the process. I'm not going to talk about result. We're just going to focus on we've got to get better. And that's all we can do even for next week. I don't, you know, we can play better, play well, and continue to get better and still lose. That can happen. And I thought, like at Notre Dame, we had 20 offensive rebounds, only 5 turnovers. I thought we played well for a lot of the game, but we lost. So instead of focusing on the result, we just got to make sure in the process that we're improving and we're just getting better each day. And if we continue to do that, you know, hopefully things will work in our way and the result will go our way.
Internally, this was the hardest game left on your schedule in terms of the opponent, just on paper. I imagine that has to give you some optimism on trying to close strong here with the rest of ACC play.
The night before Morehouse, I was sick to my stomach thinking about what are we going to do defensively, what are we going to do offensively. So I don't look at it, you know, and you know me, Kelly. I mean, I literally coach every possession. And when I say sick to my stomach, I use that literally.
Sure.
Because I don't take any team for granted. I don't take a possession for granted. So it doesn't matter if it's Morehouse or Louisville or whoever else we're playing. I look at it like, man, every possession is, you know, I coach I'm involved in every possession. And that's not starting in the game. It's the night before. It's 2 days before. I'm just wired that way. And so it doesn't matter the opponent. And I don't look at the rest of our schedule. I think everyone we play is really good. And we're not a team that can, as we've seen, that can just show up and not be really good. Because if we're not really good, it's going to be hard for us to win.
Okay, thank you, Coach.